Hello my people, welcome back to African Foodie Fix, and in our today's episode I want us to be checking how to make such a wonderful coffee like this, and it is going to be very simple, and you're going to use very few ingredients, that is only coffee and sugar and water. And our coffee today is espresso. It's not espresso, espresso. So welcome, and let us do this together. And let me promise you that the coffee is so good. Yeah, my beautiful people, as I have said, I am making coffee. Well, a lot of people are confused about the different varieties of coffees, of course. Now there is an espresso latte, a cada, and there is cappuccino, and so many more. Today I am going to show you how to make a latte at home, and of course I am also going to talk about the different types of coffees. Let's begin with how to make latte at home. So our first thing is to bring some water to a boil, and we are going to be adding in 2.5 cups of water to our pot and place it on a stove and bring it to a boil, and that is a rolling boil. For a good quality coffee, always get the decoction correct. Now this is a decoction that I am making espresso style. What am I doing? I have taken equal quantities of water, coffee powder and sugar. Very, very, very important. So here we've got 3 tablespoons of coffee powder and 3 tablespoons of sugar, which we are going to be adding into our boiling water. Yeah, so in this case now I shall be adding sugar, and sugar is something that can be completely omitted because of course we all take different kinds of sugars and we all have our own personal takes on sugar. So I am going to be taking equal quantities of water, coffee powder. In this case everything is equal. Now the moment you add in coffee, you will realize, see and notice that the water actually develops a little bit of creaminess, and which is very important in getting your espresso correct. It's not espresso, it is an espresso. Please remember that, because everybody across the globe goes wrong and calling it an espresso. Now boil it nicely, say for around 30-40 seconds, enough time. And with this, of course, the flame, very important, because you are not here to make a kada, as we call it. A kada or a decoction is something that you boil water over a certain amount of time. You reduce it and you make it nice and intense. In this case, all you need is a good quality coffee, and that's all about it. Now to this I am adding sugar, and with this your decoction is ready. You need to stir this well and ensure that this mixture or this decoction remains nice and hot. So after like 40 seconds we've added our sugar, so let's give it around 10 seconds for it to boil one more time, and we're going to be ready for us to go to the next step. Yeah, so let us give our sugar a few seconds so that it can boil perfectly and it is ready. So we are going to take it out and go to our next step, which is heating the milk. So we are going to add in our milk to the pot, and now this is full fat milk, of course. Espresso, like I am saying again, it's a mixture of water and coffee, generally equal quantities, like what is followed everywhere in most restaurants. Talking about a latte, what is a latte? It is one portion of espresso. It has got steamed milk, one portion, and it's got a very little bit of milk foam. Cappuccino, which is the third variety of coffee that I would love to speak about, is even distribution of all the three. It's equal quantities of the decoction, steamed milk, and the foam. So it is built literally evenly. Evenly distributed is what technically you call it. Now, generally, when I order cappuccino, I like it a little bit stronger, and that is the reason why I always order for a little bit of extra espresso, because I like it that way. What is important is to get the temperature of the milk correct. Now, I know, matter of fact, most restaurants or most cafes or most trattorias do not serve coffee at the right temperature, and that's where most of the guest complaints come in from. Always, it's important to warm the decoction, warm the milk, and also warm the cup. Now, cups can, of course, be warmed in different ways. You can dip it in warm water, wipe it, and that is about it. You can also put it in a microwave and just microwave it for 10 seconds so that the cup warms up. What happens is you may serve the best of the coffees. It would be the warmest, it could be the hottest, but the moment it hits a cold cup, the temperature drops, and that is where the most of the complaints comes in. So remember that our milk is almost boiling, and it has perfectly heated up. It has risen to the top, and that's what we were looking at. The next step is, of course, to start building the coffee, and in our cup we are going to add in the espresso, one part, yeah, like we are doing in the video, and we are going to take steamed milk, yeah, one part, and we are going to add it into our cup, yeah. And that is if you are making a cappuccino. When I am making a latte, I always do that. I take one part of the espresso and one part of steamed milk. So always choose your cup correctly, which is very important. Now, of course, this is our cup, remember that. So yeah, next thing is to make a foam, and you need a stick blender. If you do not have the stick blender, use your fork. So it does well as simple as that. So it takes a little longer, but the job will be done perfectly with this milk foam. When this milk foam is done and ready, yeah. So now very carefully lift a little bit of foam, and you literally place it on top of the coffee, which is done and ready. With this, your latte at home is done and ready. And like you see, you can make coffees at home, especially when this is a time when the restaurants are shut, cafes are shut, so latte at home would just be perfect. For more simple recipes, please stay tuned to African Foodie Fix, and you're going to love our recipes. This is our espresso latte coffee, and it is going to be so sweet, and it is very easy and simple to make at home. So please be sure to like. Thank you.